finish up your lectures tomorrow, how was your time here?
I thought it was very productive, very worthwhile. I'm happy I came, for sure. Had a really nice experience teaching international students, so I wasn't sure quite what to expect when I came here in terms of what the student body would be, but having a group of Japanese students along with students from Europe and Scandinavian countries, learning about an aspect of American politics and government that I think very few people outside the United States really understand or learn about in their own university or college educations. And hopefully that was of some value to the students in this program who I think otherwise would not have had the opportunity to learn about the intersection of religion and government and politics in the United States. It's a subject that's very obscure, mysterious to a lot of people, even to many Americans, but it's a hugely important aspect of our governmental system and of how campaigns are conducted in the United States. I hope certainly that the non-US students who are here in this program got something about the American system and culture as we move into an election year now that they could not have learned in their regular programming here at the university. Having somebody come from another nation who can talk about the politics and government and society of his or her own system, and to do so in a way that transmits information that is not commonly understood, in this case outside the United States, I think was beneficial for the students. So I'm glad to have done it, absolutely.
What made you choose religion and politics as your field of study?
I did my graduate studies in American national institutions, and nothing in my graduate studies prepared me for what I later took on as one of my major areas of research and writing in the discipline. So as I had conveyed to the class, it was actually quite a struggle to get social scientists for many years to even recognize the importance of religion as a political variable. There had been a lot of resistance to accepting that religion is an important facet of American government and politics. So there was no course when I studied undergraduate political science or for my PhD program in the field on the intersection of religion and US government and politics. But in my studies of US electoral campaigns, the role of interest groups, I have noticed that the prominent role primarily of evangelical conservatives in the United States simply could not be ignored. It seemed to me to be such a hugely important facet of the American governmental system. At the time I lived in Virginia. I have taught in Virginia for a very long time. Virginia just happens to be the home state of the leading evangelical conservative political organizations in the United States. So for people who are familiar with politics in my state where I teach, they cannot escape the fact that the evangelical and born-again Christians are a very, very big part of the center of political gravity there. Myself, having done some studies of the politics of the American South as well as studies of state-level politics in Virginia, I got together with a colleague who studies the religion side. My focus was more the Southern politics, Virginia politics side, and we combined to do a focused study on the rise and evolution of the evangelical conservative political movement in the state of Virginia. It produced a book that got some very nice recognition for us, and I've stayed closely connected to the subject ever since. You helped me out.
Or how we can be successful in our academic careers?
Well, I think what you're doing here is right. It's, as I understand, a university that's devoted to the traditional liberal arts and international education. very similar to the education I received in the United States. I went to a small liberal arts college with a program called World Studies, not Global Studies. Whereas I think many students today have a very utilitarian view of education. They want to focus very narrowly on something that's job focused and work in a particular area, and they see their college education as merely a step toward achieving a career in some particular area. A lot of the data in the United States show that the most successful people are those who have a more broadly trained liberal arts background. If you look, for example, at the CEOs, the heads of the major corporations in America, what is the number one college major among them? Business administration? Not even close. History. Students who came from liberal arts curriculum have generally been very, very successful. So, I'm a very strong proponent of the traditional liberal arts curriculum and the need to foster that. And even though I think a lot of students understandably have a view of college education as career preparation, I would advise them during this unique time in their lives, for 4 years in their undergraduate program and then perhaps later in graduate school, they really focus on getting a broad-based education and developing the analytic, the writing, the key skills that transfer to any career you do in your life that are important to success in anything that you do. So that's the best advice I have.
Thank you so much. It was really nice to have you here.
Great, thank you. It was my pleasure to be here.